Brian Kelly and LSU just landed arguably the most impactful recruit that he has gotten since being the head coach at LSU, and we will talk about it right after the stinger. If you like what we are doing here at Campus to Canton, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content that we put out. We are trying to get to a lot more subs before the college football season. We haven't set a date yet, but let's talk about, or a number. Let's talk about Tristen Keys, who just committed to LSU earlier today on March 19th. He's listed at 6'2", 180, according to 24/7 Sports. Went to Hattiesburg High School in Mississippi, who actually has a pretty decent strength of schedule rating at 24.3, which we are starting to learn again, not only with high school production, which he does have very good stats, matters in projecting these guys forward to the college and NFL level. At the college level, or at the high school level, I apologize. Now, right now, there's not a lot of ways to track some of these stats. Max Preps had him in his sophomore year with just playing in 3 games with 4 catches for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. In his junior season, however, he caught 58 passes for 1,275 yards and 14 touchdowns, leading Hattiesburg to a deep playoff run. As a matter of fact, he helped lead Hattiesburg to an undefeated regular season. Going back again and talking about Tristen Keys, the player, right now he is listed very highly by all 4 recruiting services. On3 has him as wide receiver 1. 24/7 Sports has him as wide receiver 1. ESPN has him at wide receiver 2, as does Rivals. Here at Campus to Canton, we are also grading and putting these players into rankings. We focus mainly on a fantasy football aspect of things. And one of our co-founders here, Austin Nace, who really does a good job of nailing these wide receiver profiles, currently has Tristen Keys graded as the 2nd highest prospect he's ever graded over 4 years of classes at this point, and will be 5 when you add the 2026 class in. That's pretty high praise coming from a guy who really knows the wide receiver position. I believe the only player he's behind is one Jeremiah Smith, who we saw have a great season at Ohio State. But who is Tristen Keys? Let's talk a little bit about him as a player. As a player, I think he's everything you want, right? He can attack all 3 levels of the field, what's in the short and intermediate parts of the field. He can go deep. He's extremely good at contested catches, really knows how to shield defenders away from, or shield the ball away from defenders using his body, has incredible one-handed grabs on his huddle tape. Really does a good job of attacking the ball at the high point. I think he does a really good job of separating specifically in that part of the game. You can separate at the line, within the route, and at the catch point. He really thrives at separating at the catch point. Now, what is even more exciting about him is he's really good after the catch as well. He can catch the ball and he can go. He can make a lot of plays. He will be dangerous after the catch. We currently do not have a mile per hour for him. I'm going to be very curious to see what that is, because he is a 3-sport athlete. He plays track and field and also plays basketball. So likely going to be very good in the miles per hour as well, but going to be a player that on Saturdays for LSU, you are likely going to see ball out. And LSU is no stranger to really good wide receivers over the past couple of years. I mean, you could argue, for those of you who are watching, you see the Ohio State stuff behind me, right? Really, let's be honest, it's between them and LSU for wide receiver U. And what LSU has put out over the past couple of years, when you talk about arguably the best wide receiver in all of the NFL, Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, right? Both those guys right there. You probably say Justin Jefferson. Regardless, you go Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, both those guys came from LSU. Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors, both incredible rookie seasons. Go all the way back to DJ Chark, Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry. Heck, you go all the way back to Dwayne Bowe. LSU has put wide receivers into the NFL, but Brian Kelly really hasn't been able to land that one since his time here at LSU, but he just did with Tristen Keys. I think this guy is going to be absolutely amazing. If you look at what Brian Kelly's offense has done over the past couple of years, the offensive pass rate last year was 60% with Garrett Nussmeier. Now, Garrett likely is gone at this point, right? Like, Garrett will not be here when Tristen Keys is there, will not be his quarterback. But still, I think we saw a little bit of that shift last year with the new offensive coordinator and everything. 60% pass rate in early neutral game script situations. They were passing the ball 53% of the time. Their total pass success rate was 46%, and pass explosiveness was 1.52. That was extremely good. I mean, you have to go back to, again, guys, we're talking about Joe Burrow here. Joe Burrow at 1.636, and then Jaden Daniels at 1.655. Both those obviously incredibly good, and we saw how great those offenses were with Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow. And last year with Garrett Nussmeier, really was kind of in that range as well. Again, I don't know who the quarterback will be. Looks like it's going to be Colin Hurley. Maybe they'll bring someone in the portal, but that room is going to be wide open for him. Chris Hilton Jr. will be gone. Aaron Anderson will have some time left. I believe he'll have a year left at this point, so maybe he'll be there, but I think you're really looking at a player like Tristen Keys who could step in immediately and play for LSU next season when he comes onto campus. Hopefully he's an early commit. We'll see what they do at the quarterback position, but LSU, I think you guys just landed your next Jamar Chase, your next Justin Jefferson, your next Odell Beckham Jr., Malik Neighbors, just a guy who's going to absolutely ball out for you on the college football field and then represent you guys in the NFL. I hope you guys are excited. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about you guys landing. Arguably, I think he's going to end up right now. It's early. Might end up as Camps to Canton's number one wide receiver in the class as well. What do you guys think about landing the number one wide receiver in the 2026 class, Tristen Keys? We'll talk to you guys again soon.